Just a little proof of concept, Alex. That bat's been set up to be horizontal using the Bosch laser measure. I have to manually feed the balls in there. Again, that's set up to be almost vertical, horizontal, so it should fire straight down. It's clamped in there, and this is the app. Tenny Robo, which unfortunately is not the most stable. Let's connect it. Right, it's connected. Single shot. 5 miles per hour. So it's going straight down, no spin. Let's see what happens. And this is on an old sheet of Fast Start G1. I have to manually feed them because the angle that the well, at least you can see the bat's flat. Now if I have the camera set up right, I'll be able to use a meter ruler next to it, which I'll have set up. And then I can compare that across. So that was 5 miles an hour with no spin. Let's see what happens when I change the speed. Okay, I've changed the speed now. It's gone up to 15.2. Everything else is the same setting. Ooh, get a load of that. I'll have to feed this in. Obviously I have the camera mounted. Yeah, I think you can see there's a little bit of a difference on that. Okay, now I'm just going to switch these over a little bit. Let's go back on. Let's stop it. And now let's introduce some spin. Pure top spin. And we'll set it for 800, I think, to start with. Now then, I'm thinking it's going to be rotating this way, so it should shoot at me if I do this. Now if I'm filming this right, it won't be a problem because I'll have it side on, but for purposes of trying to feed the balls and all the rest of it, I'm going to have to do it at this angle. Right, let's have a go. The only problem might be it'll affect the flight in the air, so it might miss the centre of the bat now, but we'll soon find out. Okay, let's try and do it from an angle so you get a better idea of what the spins do. Let's do it from this angle. Not a lot of spin on that. So let's try increasing this a little bit more. And I'm going to drop the speed down this time as well. So we'll take the speed down. So let's have a look. 9 miles an hour looked like good, it was a round number. And let's up the spin to nearer 2,500. Okay, 2,400, and this is pretty much the extreme I would think of most local league players. Just put a few balls in so I'm not scattering around on the floor. It's a real mix of balls, so I'm not paying too much attention to that. When I do the testing, it'll be consistent. Oh, there you go. Yay! one of Toby's WTT tournaments. Okay, let's start it off again. So just to recap, ooh, I want that. Yeah, 7.4 at 2,500. So it's roughly half the speed of what it was before. Let's see what happens. Again, this is with a fast start. I'll try and get it side on. You have to forgive me for the angle here because I'm looking at the ball without trying to lose my finger. And there you get to see the spin. Well, that would be. I don't know if you can see that. Should have got this on a tripod really, but hey ho. So at lower speed, that spin really kicked in. Okay, you can see there, it's pretty much centered, it's only marginally off. And that is, I think it's 1.8 Calibra Tour S, so it's pretty soft. Okay, let's see if we can see any difference between this and the Fast Arc. And I'm just going to leave it on this one setting because this is the one where it was most obvious. So let's start it off. And the robot's back working. Now I'm just going to have to again put it this way. Ow, that's my finger. Okay, not bad. And what I'm going to do now is use my other phone. Try to do a bit of high speed, not real high speed, but phone speed, and see if there's any difference. Okay, Alex, that's just a little proof of concept. It'll work. I'll have to sort out how I hold the bats so it can be done consistently. I don't think I'll use a clamp. I might just slot them into pre-cut wood so it's at a certain angle. Even if I don't get the height the same for every shot in terms of angle, it'll be consistent. That's the type of thing I'm thinking of using. It was a bookcase, cut it down to size, hole in the top, fire it down, cut a hole in the side there, and then if I do it right, this used to hold shoes, but for visualization, cut some holes in, fill it with clear plastic. The balls will get fired and caught in there, so you'll get an idea of the angle, but in a more visual way. And I can also track it obviously later when I do the editing, but for a visual side of it, it'll be okay. And obviously as well, the camera angles will be sorted. I might use that table as a background, backdrop. We'll have to wait and see. But hey ho, coming along. The actual room itself now, it says running upstairs. Again, that used to be a wardrobe. Tables will go on that. That's just about 9 foot, which will be the length of the table. So I can repeat these tests when I'm firing it down, like I did at Preston. Robot fire from one end, hit a bat or equivalent that I'm going to make out of acrylic, and then see how it returns. And that's my workstation with, yay, Pathfinder Pro. And the actual test that I'm going to do there will fit in here, just underneath that plug socket. When it comes to friction, I'll probably do the same thing that the ITTF do and just attach 3 balls to something and drag it, see how much weight it takes. But at least it's progressing slowly. See you, Alex.